I have a lot of vintage books to show since I have not as much, but this is going to begin this collection video for this year's edition. So, anyways, let's begin. First, we're going to start with the Mr. Man ones from like the 70s till 1985. This book originally came out in 1971, but my copies at Dermot Publishing reprint from 1976. And the Mr. Men series is going to be celebrating its 55th anniversary this year, since this was the very first Mr. Men book to be ever released. So yeah. Yeah. My copies at Dermot Publishing reprint. The original release of this has the Fabry Press logo on the back, but my copy is a reprint from Dermot Publishing. So yeah. Same as for the next one. This is a Dermot Publishing reprinting from 1975. Since some of my Mr. Men books were originally releases, but my copies were later releases. So yeah. I got 2 copies of Mr. Silly. This the UK printing, and it's a 1975 printing from Dermot Publishing. This the uncut version because it has the smoking pig in it. And here's the American printing from 1980. And this is the another uncut version because it also has a smoking pig in it. So, and for some odd reason, one of the pages were some of the pages were in the wrong order, as you can see. Not sure why, but whatever. Now, this one is the original printing from 1976. This was previously unreleased in 1974 from the Big Mr. book, and then later in 1976 it got the official release. So yeah. My copy is the North American printing from 1987. I hope to get the original UK printing from 1978 sometime. Yeah. This is the original printing from 1978 of Mr. Skinny. This is from 1978, but my copy is the 1980s printing because of the, you know why. Because of this right here. So yeah. This was the last Mr. Man book of the 70s. And this was not the last Mr. Man character created by Roger Hargreaves or Mr. Christmas. But the last one is Mr. Nobody, the original printing from 1985. Yes, this is the very last Mr. Man created by Roger Hargreaves before he passed away in 1988. Yeah, this copy is very rare. I'm so very lucky to have this. And I don't have the original 1984 printing of Mr. Christmas, but I'll like to get that sometime. Yeah, this copy is very rare. Glad to have it. Alright, and now we're on to the Little Miss books. I have 2 copies of Miss Bossy, Little Miss Bossy. This is the original printing from 1981 with Mr. Impossible on the cover. And the Little Miss series is going to be celebrating its 45th anniversary this year, since it was first released in 1981, when Mr. Man is celebrating its 10th anniversary. Yeah, I got very lucky with this of the very the first edition of the very first Little Miss book. So yeah, I'm lucky. Very glad to have this. So yeah. Now here's the North American printing from 1986. Alright. Next, I have 2 copies of Little Miss Sunshine. I also have another copy of this, but which happens to be right here. We will get to that momentarily. This is the original printing from 1981 with Mr. Silly on the cover. And here's the 1988 North American printing. The book was in kind of bad condition. It was not in the greatest shape, so I had to pair it with Scotch tape. And I even tried stapling it as well, but it didn't work well, so I had to use tape instead. So yeah. The original printing of Little Miss Tiny with Mr. Small on the cover. Which is also from 1981. This is the 1984 printing of Little Miss Trouble. I would like to get the original printing from 1981 sometime. There's like stamps all over the book. The original printing of Little Miss Helpful that has help on the cover. The original printing of Little Miss Shy with Mr. Quiet on the cover. The original printing of Little Miss Splendid with Mr. Happy on the cover. This is the North American printing of Little Miss Giggles from 1985. I'd like to get the UK printing of this sometime from 1984. the original printing of Little Miss Twins. Now it says Derby Publishing, but it says Preister and Sloan. I don't know if it's the North American printing or I don't know. The North American printing of Little Miss Chatterbox. North American printing of, or the original Little Miss Dottie. Yeah, the original printing of Little Miss Dottie. But it says Preister and Sloan as well. 2 copies of Little Miss Fickle. This is the original printing. It says Derby Publishing. But it says Preister and Sloan. And the North American printing. And the original 1984 printing of Little Miss Contrary. The very last Little Miss created by Roger Hargreaves before he passed away in 1988. Yeah, I got very lucky with this, with the very first edition of the very last Little Miss created by Roger Hargreaves. But we're not done yet, because I'm also going to show the big ones from 1985. It all works, so here we go. And the backs are blank. I would like to get the original printing of Little Miss Slade from 1981 sometime. This is the 1985 hardcover version. It's a 5 hardcover version as well. And the last one. I would like to get the original printing from 1984 sometime. That is the North American, no, the UK printing of this. That's my Mr. Man Little Miss vintage books collection for this year, since I have a lot. So next up will be my Madame Lourdes collection.